Mothers know all about life's tricky transitions. Thankfully, Ollie helps you prioritize wellness through every age, life stage, or magnificent mood change. Need a multitasking multivitamin that keeps up with you? How about an essential prenatal for you and baby? Ollie's got you through it all. Life's tricky. Your wellness routine shouldn't be. Get what you need at ollie.com.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
You attack everybody. You attack doctors. You're attacking Dr. Phil.
She posts videos of her mentally ill children.
Why are all the psychiatrists hiding?
Why is he on a toilet and you're videotaping him?
It's a show.
I'm not even willing to consider this if you don't stop posting videos of these children.
Like you've never
It is a glimpse into our life.
seen
You guys know just enough to be dangerous.
before.
Can he be in for a 2-week treatment?
No, you're already getting in the way. You don't get to determine what he needs to do. If we're going to get involved, you need to be a mother and get out of the way. Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Yesterday, I sat down with feuding exes Michael and Susan, who first appeared on the show 7 years ago to talk about their daughter, Jenny, who was diagnosed with childhood schizophrenia. Now Susan says she believes their 11-year-old son, Bodhi, has schizophrenia as well and has been documenting him on YouTube. But her ex-husband, Michael, says that is absolutely not true, and Susan is just exploiting their son for attention. Take a look at what has happened so far.
Bodhi is severely autistic. He is not verbal, rarely speaks in complete sentences.
What apple juice?
Susan believes that Bodhi is schizophrenic. I have never believed that.
Bodhi has seen upwards of 50 doctors. Bodhi has been on at least 25 different medications.
Susan has gone from doctor to put Bodhi on clozapine. That is a very horrible idea.
That's a black labeled drug that is given only as a last resort with schizophrenics that do not respond to any of the other medications.
That's correct.
Susan got remarried in 2017 to Corey, who she says has stepped into the father role for Bodhi after Michael moved 1,800 miles away.
I don't think Michael has anyone's but Michael's best interests at heart. Michael enjoys watching Susan suffer.
There are some things that you posted on the internet that are very troubling to me. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning and she is questioning Bodhi about his meds.
Do you need medication, yes or no? You tell me.
Before I comment on that, take a look at this clip.
I need to know what's going on with you. And I need to also know if you need your Clozaril and Depakote. So you've got to tell me this, Bodhi, before I take you out. Yes or no?
I'm sorry, but you're asking this child, who, by the way, I think was having a transient seizure in the first part of that conversation, and you're asking him, I want to know if you need medication, and if so, which one?
Yes, it's a flight of ideas. I'm surprised you can't see this.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Because you don't seem to understand what happens when children who are not medicated.
You are not competent to make a decision about what medications he needs and when he needs them.
Okay.
And certainly an 11-year-old child is not competent to make a decision about whether he needs Clozaril, Depakote, Thorazine, or anything else. And to be asking that question is reckless and irresponsible. Joining us now is Dr. Charles Sophie. He is a member of the Dr. Phil Advisory Board. He's board certified in 3 clinical specialties, adult psychiatry and child and adolescent psychiatry, as well as family practice, and as well as being the medical director for the Department of Child and Family Services here in Los Angeles, which is the largest agency in the country. He works a lot with children there and also privately. So I've asked him to join us and weigh in. I have an advisory board. It's made up of the top minds in psychiatry, psychology, sociology, medicine, all the different disciplines, and I have the ability, a lot of these are editors of the peer review journals, I have the ability to send out different cases that I have and get feedback from them, which is a great resource to me. Dr. Sophie is one of those people. So Dr. Sophie, thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Now, I was asking you about this video.
Yeah.
I asked you if you thought it was reasonable to be asking this child this question, all the questions that were there. I said, I don't know if he has childhood schizophrenia or if he is on the autism spectrum. I suspect it's one of the two, although it would be inappropriate for me to render a diagnosis without doing the workup that you wish you would get done by someone
and I'm
appropriately. But I can tell you that those things would be on my short list of considerations. I can tell you whichever it is, the way in which you're managing it, in my opinion, is inappropriate based on what I am seeing on those videos. That is not in the child's best interest. But you and I have been talking about this for a number of days. What's your take on this?
Well, my take about this is not necessarily about your child. It's about the two of you being selfish. And your child, honestly, both of your kids are drowning in all of this crazy drama that you do. I know you're angry at him because he left. He abandoned them. He ought to own that. But the bottom line is he'll never get diagnosed properly because there's too much noise around him.
But he wasn't diagnosed properly before all of this noise.
But the point is he's not going to get what he needs.
Well, when is he? Can you provide that help?
He'll get the help when you two knock your stuff off.
Well,
you gotta
okay,
knock
but no,
it off.
we need a good doctor, though. You are the perfect person to do this. You are the perfect person to do this as well. You have all the resources. I'm fine. I want you
But you need
to
to
help
step out. You need to let a doctor do
that. But no, not a doctor. Somebody that you guys know.
A doctor has to do their job.
Yes, and they're not.
But they can't when you're in their face.
He put the doctor's name on the internet.
I do understand that you're coming from a good place, probably, on behalf of your kid, but you have to understand
My daughter's
you're
doing
in their
so
face.
well.
Hang on, you're in their face though, and that's going to really make a doctor step back.
Well, yes, I agree with you there, and
then
that is what they're doing. They don't want to work with Bodhi at all. So
Right,
basically,
because of you.
I know. No, I
Okay,
agree with
then
that.
get out of the way.
Then I will, but you got to give me somebody that will
But
spend
like Dr.
the
Phil
time
said
with
to you,
him.
you have to trust the person.
Well, but I need you. Okay, you have
But
a
I can
lot
tell
of
you,
opportunities.
if I was in private practice, which
Yeah.
I'm not, and I was seeing you, which I am not,
Right.
and you came to me,
Yeah.
no, seriously, if you came to me, my first thing would be, I will not see you or your child if you don't shut down your YouTube channel.
Right.
That would be the first thing I would tell you.
Well, here's the problem with that. Where are all the psychiatrists hiding when you've got this
But wait,
industry
you're missing
going
the
on?
point. Why
She
is he
completely ignored what
why
I
is
just
he on
said.
a toilet and you're videotaping him?
Okay, all right,
Come
that was
on.
wrong.
It's
That was
exploiting.
wrong. Okay, well, I'm exploiting the mental health care
No, you're
industry.
exploiting your son. Your son. Your son. Who was on the toilet?
Okay.
The mental health system or your son?
My son.
Right.
Because
We know you love him. Get out of the way so that everybody can take care of him.
Okay, so now where do we go from here, Dr. Phil?
You're not out of the way, and you're still defending what you're doing, and you're saying you're being a mental health advocate.
Yes,
Well-
because no one else is. That's why you got Sandy Hook.
Well-
That's why you got it.
Well, as one of the most visible people in the mental health field on the globe, we don't want you to be advocating in the way you are advocating. That is not helpful.
Then, you know what?
No, listen, hear me. Hear me. I want your passion. I want your caring. But I don't want you doing it the way you're doing it because it is not good. I mean,
So what you're doing is working right now. Everything is happening that's going on.
He's telling you to stop. Why is he telling you to stop?
And this
Come
is
on.
what you do. You
know.
attack everybody. If it was just me, it would be one thing. But I mean, that we can't co-parent because of that. But you attack everybody. You attack doctors. You're attacking Dr. Phil. You're attacking everybody.
I'm working.
You
I've
attack
been
the
in
schools.
hospitals for hours with my son, begging for help, and
that's
them
infuriating.
agreeing.
Listen,
They're
we
agreeing with me, going, "Yes,
Yeah.
he is being tortured,
We
but
get
there's
that.
nothing I can
But
do."
the noise that you're making makes it look like you need more help than the kid.
I understand.
Move out of the way and you're recording.
Okay.
But let me tell you in the same breath, I get your frustration. I get, no,
What
listen.
would you do if it was your child?
I get, well,
Would
I'll
you be
answer.
angry?
Oh, I'd be infuriated.
Okay.
I know standing in the hospital for hours and hours.
24 times.
And I get that. But we have to take a break. We'll be right back. You've become so militant in your approach.
Yes.
People do not want to work with you.
I've got all the therapies under the sun.
There's other therapies.
You don't need to talk.
The holiday season officially starts when you get that first card in the mail. Shutterfly makes it easy to add more meaning to the everyday with hundreds of holiday card designs that can be personalized in seconds with your favorite photos from this year. Select your greeting, customize the color, and even add little extras like personalized foil to make a holiday card that really shines. Enjoy 40% off with code SMILE40 at Shutterfly.com and send something meaningful this year. See site for more details.
Michael took Bodhi to a water park and left him in the sun for 6 hours. You don't keep kids out in the sun for 6 hours, not paying attention to Bodhi. He had almost second-degree burns. His eyes were closed. It was awful. I was really upset Michael neglected him.
Well, Susan and Corey say Michael can't be trusted with the children and doesn't know what their needs really are. Look, I don't pretend to have all the answers here, and I at least know what I don't know. As I said, I can't. It would be arrogant of me to sit here and say he is not childhood schizophrenic, he's on the autism spectrum or not. That would be arrogant of me to do. I would have to spend hours and hours with this child. I would have to go through.
Which no one has.
Right.
I would have to go through all types of diagnostics, which would be arduous because of his limited communications and all, but it is possible. And I am about as anti-psychoanalytic as you can get, but there's actually some evidence, really good research about the Rorschach that shows that there are 6 reliable differentiators on the Rorschach test that differentiates schizophrenia and autism spectrum disorder. There are some things that really, there are some ways to differentiate here. And the problem that I'm concerned about is if there's a misdiagnosis, it's not so much that you're treating the wrong thing, it's that you're not treating the right thing.
Absolutely.
Because while you're over here treating this, you are ignoring what needs to be treated over here. And at this point, my position, as Dr. Sophie says, is we know that there is impaired functioning here. There is a mental illness. Let's take the labels out of it. Let's take the labels out of it and say he clearly has a difficult adjustment and has some maladaptive behaviors. Your approach to it is, I have 2 problems with your approach to it. One, I think it's really inappropriate in the way you're displaying this on the internet. And I know what your intention is. Your intention is, I think, twofold. One, to draw attention to mental illness, and 2, hopes that maybe some doctor somewhere will see this and say, this woman needs this kind of help. I think those are your 2 core motivations. I don't think it's just to get attention to yourself. But I have a problem with your approach to that. And then secondly, I think you've become so militant in your approach and that you attack anyone that disagrees with you. The medical community, the psychiatric community, and the childhood psychiatric community is amazingly small. And when you weaponize your motherhood, people do not want to work with you, and your child suffers because you are so militant. They say, life's too short, don't want to talk to this
I
woman.
get it.
And
I
child
own that.
pays the price.
I do get that. I absolutely get that. So now I'm asking for help. And if I can get, like, we've never gotten a full diagnostic test of Bodhi. And we would love to get the whatever is right for him. I've got all the therapies under the sun.
But what if it comes out where
it doesn't matter what it comes out? I don't care. We want what is best for him.
Okay, well, you talk about his autistic therapy.
No, we're not
you
talking
talk about the
that.
ABA therapies. There's other therapies besides ABA.
Let's talk with. Now you don't need to talk. Now let's have.
You don't respect him.
Wrong. No, I don't respect him. I'm sorry. He ran away.
Well, then deal with that. That's what I said in the beginning.
Okay, that's fine. But what we want now, Corey, is to have our son looked at. When I'm not there, you're not there, Corey's not there. Have him looked at, really evaluated, and then we would go from there.
You don't know what you're doing.
I know my son and I know my daughter 24/7.
But you don't know biochemistry.
No, I don't. No, I
don't. This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means? It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop early holiday deals now.
I wonder if Susan has Munchausen by proxy.
Do you like this? We're doing selfies. That's a selfie.
My understanding of Munchausen by proxy is that the parent causes the illness in order to gain attention. I do believe that Susan thrives on attention.
Can you say forced lucidity?
Since Susan makes all this money because the kids are ill, it obviously is a financial benefit for them to stay ill.
I just gave him his meds.
I don't know that I can say that she's caused Janny and Bodhi's behaviors, but I definitely think she's made them worse.
Well, Susan and her new husband, Corey, believe that 11-year-old Bodhi is showing clear signs of hallucination and psychosis that lead them to believe that he has childhood schizophrenia, something that his sister Janny was controversially diagnosed with at just age 6. I don't know whether he has childhood schizophrenia or not. There is a really difficulty in differentiating certain autism spectrum disorder characteristics and schizophrenic characteristics. There are differences, but there is also overlap. Their father, Michael, says he doesn't believe Bodhi is schizophrenic at all and that Susan is pushing her own agenda. If I was taking this case privately, no.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair. He needs to take our case.
If I was taking this case privately and you three came in and he started to render an opinion and you started to shout him down because he's 1,800 miles away and doesn't have enough information, and so he's not a reliable historian and shouldn't be heard, I would tell you to zip it because I would want to hear from him, because I would put it in the category of remote observations, but I would want to hear what he has to say, because here's somebody that is not in the trenches, is somewhat objective, and is some eyes and ears that I wouldn't have because I'm never there. He's at least there and comes in. And I would know that I've heard you say that you want Bodhi on exactly the same medication that Janny has been on for 7 years.
Like to try it.
We want to try it because she has thrived so much.
And I understand
They're not the
that.
same person.
I understand that.
Okay, but why not? Okay.
I understand that, but you don't know what you're doing.
Okay, well then I'm going to people who do.
And so, there are hormonal differences. There may be diagnostic differences. So, and I understand anecdotally, you'd say, hey, this worked for this child, so maybe it would work for this child. I understand how commonsensically that might, you'd say, hey, it worked here, let's try it here.
Well, if other things didn't work, I'm sorry, I know.
I would understand, but the fact is you don't know what you don't know. And so, it might turn out that might be a reasonable way to start, but you register that, but when somebody disagrees with you, then you go on the attack because you don't know what you don't know. And
I know my son and I know my daughter 24/7.
But you don't know biochemistry.
Right. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Now, wait a second. Now, when Bodhi first started on Clozaril, he was not on any kind of mood stabilizer. It was just Clozaril and Thorazine.
Yeah.
And Michael said at the initial that he had improved with the Clozaril.
Yeah.
He was on Clozaril for a year and a half with at first weekly blood draws and then bi-weekly or bi-monthly blood draws. And the only reason why he's now currently off the Clozaril is because his blood draw showed a neutrophil level of 1.49.
Now, I want to ask you something. I'm just curious about this.
I'm telling you, Dr. Sophie, maybe you disagree, but I am stunned that someone would start this child on Clozaril.
Well, she probably
stunned.
But they did Janny,
Because
and she did so well. He went through
Everything else.
Everything else?
Yes.
Everything else.
Yes.
Even injectables?
I don't know.
No, they said he was too young for injectables.
Did they do any genetic testing?
They did a little bit, but not.
No, they did no
Well, then
genetic
let's have
testing.
it all.
Okay,
Can
so
we
what
have
do
it
I
all?
think needs to happen in this family? I'll try and talk about that when we come back.
He would be out of his mind most of the time.
Out of his mind, crazy. He's a little boy struggling.
I'm relying on doctors to tell me what to do.
Trust and respect them.
But they're wrong, though.
How do you know they're wrong?
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 45% off select styles. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Well, I'm here talking to myself today. Michael and Susan are here. I think they're really trying to get back together. No, I'm just kidding. That ain't happening.
Nope.
Corey is here, and I really think Corey is a voice of reason here because I think he's a fresh player in this, and I think you can be a real asset here.
I really have no skin in this game.
That's what I mean, and so I think you can really be a big help here.
And I've seen what I've seen.
Yeah.
In the 2.5 years that I've been with Susan, I've seen the improvement Bodhi did make with Clozaril, but he never got onto the lithium for the mood stabilizer. Instead, they put him on Depakote,
And Thorazine.
which didn't hold. Here's the thing, it didn't hold, and so he would be out of his mind most of the time.
Yeah.
Out of his mind, crazy. These are the same words that Janny parrots back to me that she hears from you about Bodhi. Bodhi is not crazy. He's not. He's a little boy who is struggling.
Yes.
You shouldn't be talking to them for an opinion. Talk to their doctor.
Here's the thing. You guys know just enough to be dangerous.
Right.
And I mean that not sarcastically. I mean really.
Well, you know what? I have an answer for that, and I know you don't want to hear this.
You have an answer for everything.
Well, here's the thing. Why do I know too much? I'm relying on doctors. I'm relying on doctors to tell me what to do. I don't want to have this. I never wanted to be a doctor, any of this stuff. I hate it.
Well, trust and respect them.
But they're wrong, though.
How do you know they're
wrong? Because you can see it in the reports from school. You can see it in everywhere.
From school is, while he was under the clozapine, he couldn't hang up his backpack. He was struggling to breathe. So the reports from school is that he's doing much better since he's been off all the medication.
There's too many cooks in this kitchen. You're going to end up killing him.
This is why I'm saying, please,
back out.
You help us then. I will back out. I will back out. You guys, you can do a fresh study on him because you've never had this opportunity. So you do that without Michael, me, or Corey. And I will follow your orders.
But I don't believe that you will accept
I don't care what you believe.
Well, see, that's the problem.
Well,
I'm still their father.
Okay, but... Okay, you're their father. That's fine. Then why don't you want to give them the...
I do, but I don't think you're going to listen.
But I am. I'm saying that right now. I will listen.
We always follow doctor's orders.
You don't follow doctor's orders. In front of one of the social workers, you said I didn't feel like giving the medication.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, well...
No, you said you didn't feel like she needed it.
But you did not give it.
Do you want to wade into this or not?
Well, I mean, if you're not going to stop, your kid's dying as you talk.
No. Okay. I'm giving...
You're wasting time.
Then let's do it now.
Do you want to wade into this or not? Because I think that if we assemble a team to evaluate this and come up with a plan, I think they have no appreciation for the fact that you have to introduce medications and get them up to therapeutic levels in the blood, stabilize these things. If we're not getting the right things, titrate down. I mean, that this is a long process, and I think the first time that you disagree, I think you're going to become an idiot along with the rest of them.
I won't.
And the other team members are going to become idiots, and it's just a matter of whether you want this hell or not. I mean, you're not a child anymore.
No, I will.
If I say yes, I need a mental health evaluation.
Okay. Can he be in for a 2-week treatment?
No, you're already getting in the way. You don't get to determine what he needs to do. If we're going to get involved, you need to be a mother and get out of the way.
No matter what any doctor does, it's this stuff that gets in the way.
Well,
it's
that's
noise.
totally okay. Then that's why I'm saying, can he be in for a 2-week treatment program?
No, you don't get to determine.
Listen when we tell you.
Stop. You're already getting in the way. You don't get to determine what he needs to do. If we're going to get involved, you need to be a mother and get out of the way. You don't. Come in for a 2-week treatment. You don't know what needs to be done. You don't know what needs to happen. If we get involved in this, we will assemble a team, and there will be an evaluation done, and then there will be a recommendation.
Okay.
And I'm not even willing to consider this if you don't stop posting videos of these children on the internet, because I believe it is exploiting.
Okay, you know what?
So that's my price of admission.
I'll stop right now. And I'm the one who posts. I'm the one who edits. She films, I edit, and post. It is a glimpse into our life. There is nothing more than what that is.
But it's exploiting.
But that's fine.
It's exploiting the mental health care industry because they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I said again, who's on the toilet? The mental health system or your son?
That is wrong. You're correct. I agree with you there. And that I agree with you. Now, why... There's so many things. Okay, we can stop there. Yeah. Absolutely. So you're going to help then, because I agree.
But there's still our issue. And here's the thing. You don't have to like me. I don't necessarily like you, but I respect you. I respect you as their mother. I'm asking you to respect me as their father. Just because I'm not there every day, doesn't mean that I'm any less their father.
You know what he means? He respects your passion for your kids. You need to do the same, even if you don't see it the same way. You love them. You love them.
Okay, I'm going to be very clear here, and then I'm leaving. And I mean, I'm not saying it disrespectfully, it's just we're out of time here. I'm not going to be part of something that I believe to be exploitative of these children. So if this YouTube channel stays up, that's a non-starter for me. That has to come down and stay down.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, well, thank all my guests today. We appreciate it. Dr. Sophie, thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's a non-starter if this YouTube channel is up. Your immediate answer was no. Why?
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for adults with migraine with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents, on average, 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Ask your doctor and visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Look, I've been doing this a long time, and there are just certain things that there's certain things I will do, and there's certain things I won't do. And I am not going to be part of a process that includes exploitation of children. And I have the best resources in the world. You've been on 17 years as the only show on television totally devoted to mental health and mental illness. Then you make a lot of affiliations. What I say to them is, I will assemble this team. Dr. Frank Lawless, the chairman of the advisory board, is probably the preeminent autism expert in the world. He wrote the Autism Answer, which is kind of the Bible in autism, and it would involve brain scans and looking for heavy metals in the brain and finding out exactly what's going on. And right now the child is on no meds, so that means you can get a baseline and find out what's really going on. But I'm not going to be doing all that while she's exploiting these children over here. So they say, what's Dr. Phil doing? Well, he's involved in this intervention with these kids that are being exploited on the internet. And I'm not going to do that. So I say, my entries, that comes down. No. Okay. What do you think?
I think she needs help. More than the kid, maybe.
Well, I'm talking to Carl. Have they changed their mind? I mean, do they have a different? Well, let them come out here if they want to talk to me. No. We're not starting this up again. What? I come out after the show and just kind of talk to the audience. That's what I'm doing now. They said y'all wanted to talk to me again.
We'll shut it down right now. And
Why?
No longer post, because I want the real evaluation. I don't care about anything except for having Bodhi looked at and monitored and evaluated and come up with an idea of how to make him better.
I agree.
We will stay out of it. We follow doctor's orders. That's all there is to it. We will do that.
Step over here where Dr. Sophie can see y'all. He's right here.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think about this?
Well, I don't. Do you mean it?
I do.
Okay.
And I will ride roughshod over her to keep it happening, because it is important. She's fired up because she's been fighting for Bodhi for all these years, and she gets very frustrated.
Yeah.
Are you going to respect him, and are you going to respect them?
Yes. Yeah. My only concern is that Bodhi gets the evaluation and the care that he needs.
It's a non-starter if this YouTube channel is up, because I think that it is not in the best interest of the children. And we can talk about intentions and why you're doing it. And I'm not trying to put a bad intention on you. I'm really not. Look, I'm not trying to throw you all under the bus. I'm just saying the impact is not in the best interest. I don't want to be associated with that. If somebody says, what are you doing, Dr. Phil? Are you putting a team together to work with these kids that are being displayed on the internet? No, I'm not. I won't be associated with that, because I don't believe in it. I wouldn't do it. So I won't be associated with it. And your immediate answer was no. Why? You need to do your homework before you get on a crusade. And putting your children on the internet and then saying you're linking that to school shootings is ridiculous. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Your immediate answer was no. Why?
I'll tell you why. Because nothing has changed in this country. There are still all of these massacres that are occurring at the mentally ill, untreated people. He asked me why.
But yes.
But other than that,
but the focus.
We're
here about Bodhi. We're here about Bodhi.
You asked me a question. I gave
you're
you an
answering the
answer.
question. You said that you'll take it down.
Yes.
So I'm not. But I wanted to know what you're thinking. But let me explain to you when I say you don't know what you don't know.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, one, the mentally ill population, particularly the psychotic population, specifically the schizophrenic population, is less violent than the general population overall. So if you identify all of the schizophrenics in the world and put them on a screen where they can't buy guns, you will not reduce the amount of people that go out and shoot people, because they are less violent than the general population to begin with. Okay, so that's not helpful. Number two, we do not have in the mental health profession the ability to screen who will and who will not shoot people in a mass shooting, serial fashion, in any way. We don't have the ability. The truth of the matter is that 66% of the people that go out and shoot a mass group of people tell somebody what they're going to do before they do it. They tell two or more people what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and where they're going to do it. 80% of them tell at least one person what they're going to do before they do it. You should be focused on telling people when they hear something, they need to do something. That's what needs to happen. So when I say you don't know what you don't know, you don't know what you don't know. I work with the profilers. I work with the FBI. I know about leakage and those sort of things. So you're not, this crusade you're on, You need to do your homework before you get on a crusade, and putting your children on the internet and then saying you're linking that to school shootings is ridiculous.
What about the homeless that are on the street that are mentally ill, or the prison systems that are privatized and of course make 85% are mentally ill people? You acknowledge that, correct?
If you want to deal with the fact that 80% of homeless people are mentally ill, knock yourself out. If you want to become a prison advocate, knock yourself out. Okay. Leave the children out of it.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that.
Seriously, those are populations that need a voice.
Absolutely,
They
are mentally ill. Where is the help for them? And I fear that for my son. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I fear all of this for my son. Yeah. Because it's real.
Well,
it's very real.
Well, your child needs to be focused on as an individual, not as a pawn in a crusade for the homeless.
Okay. Fair enough. So we are all in agreement that we will follow Dr. Sophie's orders.
So all I'm saying is you have a pattern that for caregivers is beyond toxic, because whenever someone disagrees with you, they go on the incompetent list. They go on the bad list. And I don't know what the findings are going to be, but I know that we're going to put together a team.
Okay.
It is going to require some travel, because you're going to have to go take him to see some experts around the country.
That's fine.
We'll pay for that.
I like that. Thank you. I do. That's good. Okay.
We're happy to pay for that. We'll pay for all the brain scans. We'll pay for all of the workups. One of the things I'm interested in is whether or not there might be heavy metal contaminations in his brain. There's very possible. I want to look at everything. Everything. And we'll pay for the travel. We'll do everything. And you just need to let it happen and say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will take it. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Okay. I'll take it.
And all I ask is that you not sabotage the process.
I get that, and I will not do that, and neither will he.
It'll be down this afternoon.
Yep.
I'm counting on that.